Good morning everyone and welcome to the BigRing VR software overview. Now BigRing VR came to my attention by Diego Moscali on Strava, and I asked around and I found the web page, and it looks good. I tried it yesterday and I just did the pedaling this workout and the mock test, so I have a good understanding of the very basics, I would say. Technically you have to have a Google account to sign in, and it has a 14 days free trial, which is great. If you go into the software side, you find that it runs on Windows 7 or higher, both 32 and 64 bits, or Apple Mac OS Sierra, which is a good few years back, so I think most of the recent Macs all can run it. The minimum specs are quite low, the recommended specs still low according to today's standards. Trainers, it supports a good few of N plus FEC trainers, not only the mentioned brands but other FEC trainers too. It also supports N plus trainers, yeah, it makes sense, and it supports speed and cadence, which seems controversial, but it's not a multiplayer software too, so keep in mind that it's absolutely not a multiplayer software. You ride alone on a video experience. Now, to get to the software itself, and this one, and this one. This is the software once you start it. You have your account, you sign in, you start your trial period. This is the software. It looks crude in 2020, but it's very functional. You see straight away as you start, you see the routes and you can filter it. For example, I want quadrant mode. Here's quadrant mode. I want routes with loops, so I can ride multiple laps. And here it is. Now let's pick a snowy one. You can see the route profile here, the distance and the slope as well. Okay, so you don't see it because I'm not in the right settings. So here you can see the distance where you point with your mouse and the actual slope, so you can check beforehand what you are up to. Now, in the preferences, you have the general stuff, metric and the area, how often it should read the power, what will be the altitude displayed, the elevation gained, or the current altitude. You can turn on warm-up before the ride. It has a warm-up protocol, so you don't start riding before you finish the warm-up. I turn it off. I usually do workouts and I have warm-up in the workouts. Warm-up cooldown and TCX. Yeah, if you have warm-up and cooldown, you can include it in the TCX, because it generates TCX files in my OneDrive directory, so it syncs to the. Hi Kevin again. It syncs to the cloud instantly. I'm just doing another round of the software because I forgot to record the first one. So here is your account. Yeah, I'm not showing that one. Rider weight, road bike weight, gravel bike weight. I did a map test, so my voltage is quite low, but I'm doing it, setting it back to usual. My map test results was 1 minute max of 435, so my FTP stayed the same. Another story. You can download the videos and you can select where do you want to check the download. I think it's because of copyright reasons. It downloads the videos in your OneDrive directory too, so be prepared to change it if you don't have a terabyte subscription or something. Now, the interesting part, you can include workouts. And once you copy the workout in the documents BigRing VR workouts directory, it automatically recognizes them and it lists them. Perfect. I mean, it's very easy. Why nobody thought of that? N plus sensors. I created my configuration, heart rate, the current one, cadence. I haven't included the cadence because I included my power meter and it automatically recognizes cadence. Speed and smart trainer is my Tacx Neo 1. I don't have smart trainer, sorry. So you can, if your smart trainer doesn't support 25% slope but 10% slope, you can reduce it, so you avoid the usual wheel on trainer restriction of 8, 10, 12% of restrictions. You can also limit the downhill part. Also, trainer difficulty could be set between 0 and 100. I set it to 50 because whatever, trainer difficulty. It's a BigRing VR, it's not a trainer difficulty, it's like the virtual cock set, changing the virtual cock set. You can override the target power, because if you are in sim mode and you don't have workout enabled and they push the erg mode on, it automatically starts to ride in a target power of 75-78% of my FTP. I can override it. We will try that. Let's override it. It's something like this value. It's like 70% of my FTP. Road feel, I'm turning on road feel. I don't like road feel. Simulation, altitude, and you can connect it to Strava and training things. Now, back to it. Let's go and find some easy-ish route. We wrote that. No, that seems boring. Okay, let's just skip the loop. Restrictions. That's a snowy one. What's that here? 11% for a couple of meters. Let's select this right. Once you select it, you have the option either to change preferences, ride multiple laps. That's an important one. So, okay, you can't see it because of my webcam picture. So, that way. Here we go. You can ride multiple laps on the course. Tick it off, you just finish at the one lap. Or you can click it in, and if it's a loop, then you can do multiple laps. It's not available, this option is not available for the route without a loop. So you're starting again from the start like you do in Rouvy. And you can choose a workout. This is what I uploaded today. And this one, which I just did today. It doesn't matter, I did it. But as you can see, if you putting back my webcam. So if you save your workouts in Zwift, erg or MSC files in the directory, it automatically displays it here. So nothing else to do, just copy it in the directory and it's there. Simple as that. But I'm not taking the workout. I just start the ride. And we can start the ride at the beacon, or this one, and then let me adjust mine. Okay. So when you start, you have the map, you have the route profile on the left, and the incline profile on the right. So Kevin, you asked about the inclines. Here you go, and you have like a digital cycle computer bar at the bottom. Now let's start spinning. Also, whenever you move your mouse over the screen, you have the shortcut keys listed. So if I toggle the erg mode in sim, it should engage erg mode at 210 watts. We will check it on the top of the flat part. Now you see that increase and decrease target power. So during the erg mode you can go up and down. Turn on coach. No, I'm not turning on coach. I don't know what coach is. I haven't tried it yet. Toggle full screen. So I did full screen. Toggle use. Now that's the more interesting part. You can turn this around. So by the turn on the use, you are not changing the camera angle because it's a video, right? But you can turn off the digital cycle computer bar. You can turn off the profiles to have the digital cycle computer, or you can turn off everything and have a clean ride. Look, bikes. Also, you have the option to change the profile use. I can turn on the incline profile, I can turn on the route profile, I can turn on both. Let's just leave it as it is. The ranking, this route doesn't have rankings. It's not a multiplayer experience, so once I pick this route, I have time on this, and we will have it listed on the website. I think that's what I can turn on with ranking. Map display, and that's the other interesting part. I think it's probably Google Maps, yeah. Lower right corner, I can turn on the satellite view, or I can turn it off. I have to have it turn it off. You can mark a lap, or toggle LED display, which changes the data on the digital cycling bar. I call it that, but I don't know what's the name for it. If you check, it's going to per lap data or per average data. I leave it at an average. So let's see if I turn on erg mode during the sim ride, what happens. Turning on erg mode established my power to be around 210. It controls my trainer to stay around there. If I mark a lap, I can mark a lap and I change the lap display and the digital bar. And from now on I can see what I do in erg mode. Again, this erg mode is not turning on any workout. I've set 210 watts in the preferences, and when I turn on erg mode, it defaults back to these settings. It's perfect for endurance style riding. With 1080p, the videos are quite crisp. I would say erg mode works almost flawlessly. It's a very good out-of-the-box experience with BigRing VR. Again, I have erg mode turned on, but nothing indicates that I'm in erg mode. Except that I know that the resistance is not changing. So let's go to the flat in erg mode, flattish, see what happens. Again, if riding alone indoor, doing workouts, and disliking the gaming graphics is your cup of tea, then you have Rouvy and you have BigRing VR. You know what name, something else I think. Or you have SuperQuest, but SuperQuest has not many workouts. Okay, we are at the top. Now you see the slope at the lower right corner, Kevin. I wonder if I turn on the profile. No, it doesn't change. It shows the gradient. As you can see, about 15 km/h, it's getting more smooth, the video. You can even see the leaves moving. So let's turn off erg mode. Okay, reduce grades of drag. On the top, you see the message. Let's see. Perfect, 5. In 5 watt steps, I can change the effort in erg mode. That's a nice one. Okay, I'm not going to ride a full lap here. I'm not inclined, because I keep it short. So that's BigRing VR. If you sign up, you have 14 days of trial period. If you download, install it, and I think within 10 minutes you have an indoor cycling software with videos without multiplayer. If that's your cup of tea, you can do workouts, you can do riding alone, you can do erg modes without the workout and changing with the arrows. So once you try to save it, let's go back to the full screen view. It asks if you want to end and save the ride, and it notifies you that it was saved to this directory. If you change it, it will display that one. You can save it, discard it, and start cooling down. Haven't tested warm up and cooling down. It's a built-in protocol for it, for the software. Probably something different. Now I will discard it because it's just some extra minutes of riding to recap the software. Yeah, I really want this. So this is BigRing VR. Very smooth onboarding experience. Works nicely with my Tacx Neo and my Power 2 Max and my heart rate monitor from Decathlon. It has some nice scenery, just like Rouvy, but it has a workout functionality built in which Rouvy AR lacks currently. It doesn't really fair to compare it to Zwift or RGT cycling because both are multiplayer stuffs. RGT is focusing more on racing and now it's picking up steam. Zwift is really focusing on casual rides. They're trying to steer towards racing, but their physics is crap. RGT cycling has better physics for this, and Rouvy also into draft mode, so now you can organize group rides and races in Rouvy as well, multiplayer. If you like Rouvy, if you like videos, but you don't want the multiplayer, try BigRing VR. If you're just wanting something to steer you away from steering of the wall for an hour each day, try BigRing VR. It's 14 days free, so it's really worth it. Now again, the jump into BigRing VR is quite low. The minimum specs for hardware is Intel i3 with iGPU and 2 megabit per second internet connection, 720p HD content. While the 720p HD content is not really good looking, it still gets the job done, and you still have Earth mode and such. You can download the videos as well, so you don't have to stream each time the same route, so you can download them once, 5 or 10 routes, and then ride it from your HDD, not from streaming the route. So if you have a capped internet connection, a limited one, then you are not going over the cap. With that was BigRing VR. Go check out the Facebook group in the description. It just started, I think, probably a year or 2 years ago, but the Facebook group has 760 members at the moment, or likes, I don't know. Anyhow, 760 is quite low. This software worth the attention of the cyclists who don't want the multiplayer experience, who want to get rid of the gaming graphics, cartoonish or not, just want to ride and do some workouts. Or you want to check out scenery in the USA, especially if you have a 55-inch wide TV in front of you. Just hop on it, 1080p, give it a kick. Absolutely worth it, you lose nothing with the 14 days trial. Just a note, I'm not supported by BigRing VR, I'm simply a cyclist who loves gadgets and stuff, and I love to try these out. And you can mark me as an early adopter style. The earlier the software, the better for me. It makes me happy simply. So I'm not supported by BigRing VR. I just like it. I just simply like it. With that, thank you very much for watching. See you next time, guys. Goodbye.